Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy made the most provocative move of the now 13-day-old war, firing 4 cruise missiles directly at the USS Abraham Lincoln, CVN-72, one of America's most powerful nuclear-powered supercarriers currently operating in the Arabian Sea. The IRGC announced the strike on state media, claiming its naval forces targeted the carrier in retaliation for the ongoing U.S.-Israeli assault on Iranian territory under Operation Epic Fury. U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, swiftly and flatly denied the carrier was hit, issuing a counterstatement. The only carrier that has been hit is Shahid Bagheri, an Iranian drone carrier. CENTCOM confirmed it was Iran's own converted container ship drone carrier, the Iris Shahid Bagheri, that was destroyed by U.S. forces, not Abraham Lincoln. The Pentagon has released no footage confirming or denying whether any of the 4 Iranian cruise missiles came close to the American carrier group. In direct response to the escalating Iranian missile threat and the intensifying naval battle in the Strait of Hormuz, the U.S. Navy has confirmed that a 3rd aircraft carrier strike group, USS George H.W. Bush, CVN-77, has completed pre-deployment training and is now heading to the eastern Mediterranean, poised to enter the operational theater. This follows USS Gerald R. Ford, CVN-78, which moved into the Red Sea this week, and USS Abraham Lincoln, already combat active in the Arabian Sea. The U.S. now has over 300 military aircraft and jets deployed to CENTCOM bases across the Middle East. More than 1/3 of America's entire naval surface fleet is now concentrated in this single theater, a deployment scale not seen in modern warfare, stripping assets away from the Pacific, where U.S. allies near China are already sounding alarm. In a historic and chilling escalation, a U.S. fast attack submarine sank an Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean using a single 48 Malawian Quachas heavyweight torpedo, the first such combat sinking by an American submarine since World War II. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Joint Chiefs Chairman General Dan Kane confirmed the action at a Pentagon press briefing this week, declining to name the sunken vessel. The killing blow marked a new and deadly chapter in undersea warfare across the region. CENTCOM Commander Admiral Brad Cooper confirmed in a video update that as of Tuesday, not a single Iranian naval vessel was underway in the Persian Gulf, the Strait of Hormuz, or the Gulf of Oman. U.S. forces have now damaged or destroyed more than 90 Iranian vessels, including over 30 mine-laying ships. Multiple Iranian frigates from the Bayandr, Alvand, and Jamaran classes have been confirmed sunk. Iran's flagship forward-basing vessel, the Iris Makran, was struck at its pier in Bandar Abbas in the opening hours of the operation. CENTCOM has struck approximately 6,000 targets inside Iran since Operation Epic Fury commenced February 28, including air defense systems, ballistic missile launchers, drones, naval bases, and command infrastructure. "We're hunting Iran's last remaining mobile ballistic missile launchers," Admiral Cooper said bluntly. USNI News, https://news. usni.org/2026/02/Iranian-naval-forces-in-operation-epic-fury-strikes. Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba Khamenei declared that the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed, warning that any U.S. military base not immediately shut down will face further missile attacks. Over 1,000 cargo ships, primarily oil and gas tankers, remain blocked from transiting the strait, the world's single most critical energy choke point. Oil prices have surged to $100 per barrel, triggering an emergency response from the International Energy Agency, which is releasing a record 400 million barrels of crude oil reserves, with the United States contributing 172 million barrels, in an attempt to stabilize panicked global markets. Defense Secretary Hegseth stated this morning, March 13, that there is currently no clear evidence Iran has placed sea mines inside the strait, a claim disputed by commercial satellite imagery analysts tracking increased IRGC small boat activity near the waterway. President Trump responded to oil price concerns by posting on Truth Social that stopping Iran from developing nuclear weapons is of far greater interest and importance to me than controlling oil prices. He has also ordered the U.S. Navy to begin escorting oil tankers through Hormuz as soon as operationally possible. The war has violently spread beyond Iran's borders. On March 11th alone, the UAE intercepted a massive Iranian barrage consisting of 6 ballistic missiles, 7 cruise missiles, and 39 drones. Smoke billowed from Abu Dhabi's Zayed port after at least one strike got through. In Bahrain, Iranian attacks targeted fuel storage tanks in Muharraq. Saudi Arabia shot down multiple Iranian drones targeting the Sheba oil field deep in the empty quarter. Kuwait saw 6 electricity transmission lines knocked offline after drone debris destroyed power infrastructure. In Oman, fuel tanks at the port of Salalah were damaged in a drone strike. Iran's UN representative Amir Saeed Iravani announced that at least 1,348 Iranian civilians have been killed and over 17,000 injured since the war began, as a U.S. Tomahawk missile is reported to have struck an Iranian girls' school, killing over 170. In what U.S. officials told the New York Times was likely a targeting error. The United Nations Refugee Agency reports 3.2 million Iranians displaced. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has outlined 3 conditions to end the war: recognition of Iran's legitimate rights, payment of war reparations, and binding international guarantees against future attacks. Washington has not responded to the conditions. In a classified Pentagon briefing to lawmakers, U.S. officials revealed the opening week of Operation Epic Fury cost the American military $11.3 billion, with no end date in sight. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz declared the operation will continue, without any time limit, as long as required. The International Maritime Organization has called an emergency extraordinary session next week to address the catastrophic disruptions to global shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. The world is watching and bracing